like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
must reign.
Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome here to another edition, another podcast, a live stream here on the Chaos Rain Show. I am Chaos Rain here. How's my sound good? Sound clear? Let me know in the chat room. As you know, today, we continue on the well-known, profound book, or the book that has been released now for some time now, for a few months, and the title, as you see the title of the stream, Toxic Femininity. This is another chapter edition, part 8 of the book review, and you must pick up your own copy of Toxic Femininity, the Black Man's Guide to Understanding Modern Black Feminism, by Momia Obsidian Ali. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Chaos Rain Show. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and always support the channel. Super Chat is there. Cash App is there. All type of donations will be, welcome. Oh, and one rule of thumb: when you're dealing with these ladies, or they said these hoes, you must always remember what they always tell us, gentlemen. And this is not no secret. They always tell you this.
One very important rule. Come closer. We don't pull out. Pull out. Pull out. Pull out. Pull out. What? I repeat, we don't pull out. I like bubbles.
Yes, as you know, the lady said, never pull out. When you're in that box, beating it up like it's a slave, never in your mind pull out. All right. So as you guys come in, please like the stream. Likes are free. Let's look into this chapter. What chapter we're going to look at today? We might do 2 or 1, depending on it. Let me scan it briefly and see how far this chapter is. And we might just knock 2 chapters in one stream. I'm looking at it now. It looks to me, yeah, it looks like we might just only do 1 chapter. Nah. We'll do 2 chapters. Screw it. Haven't been done this in a while, so let us begin, guys. And let's be entertained with this, because how often we read a profound book that focuses on Black women and their the black feminists or toxic femininity from Black women in society. All right, modern Black feminists, useful idiots, and I mean idiots with exclamation points. A useful idiot or useful fool is a pejorative description of a person suggesting that the person thinking they are fighting for a cause without full comprehending to consequence of their actions, and who does not realize they are being clinically manipulated or cynically manipulated by the cause of leader or by other political players. Oxford English Dictionary. It might be a bit odd that I'm writing about Black men in a book dedicated to discussing modern Black feminists, but the previous 2 chapters, which originally appeared as articles back in my A Voice for Men days, serve to illustrate by exact what I mean when I use the term useful idiots. Often many such Black men truly are, and as such it is important to note such Black men in this book, as they serve important functions as teaching tools as well. And let me look. Okay. Often seen as naked panders to black women, the useful idiot of modern black feminism can actually take on many different forms. It is therefore highly useful, pardon the pun, to identify and define them among the black men who consider themselves allies to modern black feminists. They are as follows: the true believers. Perhaps the hardest nut of them all to crack is the true believer, broader, honest belief that black women have been systematically put upon by black men at large, not a small number of groups of black men, because to even suggest this is to call into question many black women's own sense of agency, locus of control, and of course, personal accountability for the role that they play in attracting the worst kind of black men. And modern black feminists can never ever have that. Now, can we? The true believers instead forge ahead with the idea that black women are forever the victims and that black men are forever the aggressors and bad guys. No matter how much evidence you present to him to the contrary, he will cling to his true blue pill beliefs about the cause come what may, and he truly is the most float out emotional of bunch of black male feminists we have under consideration here. Hold on, guys. Although they can be found throughout the Black America's social pecking order, true believe black male feminists are most often found on the college campus, often as undergrads and definitely grads, students, and even among professionals and academic. To other words, the longer a black man is on the college campus and in that environment, the more likely he is to be infected with modern black feminist thinking and theories. And there's a lot of them. How you doing, Miss Cynical One? I hope everything's well. Make sure you like the stream, share the stream. Have any questions? Let me know in the chat room. Pursuing interests and career paths that are adjacent to the Ebony Tower high in true believer black male feminist types are mainstream medias, social media, print journalists, and literal circles, and more often than not, entertainment. And entertainment should be examined closely for those that don't know. And we got a lot of them in here that likes to entertain a lot of black women and tell them nonsense and folly. Foolishness, really. Like, really, a lot of foolishness. All right. Let's keep going. Because the true believers, black male feminist, is often, not always, but often seen as something of a spouse of a black man, he is often not taken very seriously by black men at large, nor is he highly sought after by the very modern black feminists he been trying to get out of their knickers for the longest time. Not seeing how he's being used and abused by what they call capricious modern black feminists, the true believer is often made the laughing stock by most other black men who've been spared the modern black feminist indoctrination boot camp called college. He is truly a pathetic sight. The Hoteppers or conscious brothers, the brand of black male feminist useful idiots, is a bit more common, accessible, and recognizable to most black folks than the true believers, or indeed any of the other forms of black male useful idiots on this list. That's because of their combination of their Afrocentric appearance and their academic inspired intersectional mumbo jumbo. You know that mumbo jumbo, that blubber nonsense talk, mumbo jumbo that they learn, often laced with a good bit of quasi metaphysic Haken from conscious circles. Have y'all noticed the conscious side, or the what they call conscious community, has really been gone? Have y'all noticed that? I've noticed it. I don't know if y'all noticed it. Often referred to what they call derivatives as Hotep, or derived as Hotep, by many black women themselves. Even more black feminist ones, the Hotep or conscious brothers, in similar fashion to the true believers, ignore black female ridicules as it's nothing ever happens, and keeps on referring to them as queens and clinging to the banal rhetoric that black men on a whole are to blame for black women's problems. These are the black women is God guys, and are often very identifiable by their hairstyles and way in which they dress and present themselves. Often longer hair worn in locks with lots of kente, what they call muklaf style clothing, like tontics and so on. One of the standout features about these brothers is the sheer colorful nature of their outfit. Is almost like they're literally peacocking for the ladies' attention. They are too bad that there are too many of them. It doesn't work, though it works enough for the expression of using or the useful idiots to have stay power in the community. Yeah. The good old-fashioned simp. And, there's still a large number of simps being developed, as people know. I mean, you think now at this point with all what's going on in social media that the simp would die a nice, honest death. Stop simping for these chicks, or what they want to call the hoes, or, harlots, Jezebels. Yeah. But they can't. This is another useful idiot brother who relatively easy to spot due to his ambiguous brown nosing or obsequiousness and insensitive yes dear, insensitive yes dear, insensitive yes dear, yes dear. This guy is a yes man if y'all think about it. Now, one time this dude or these type of gentlemen will never tell a chick no. Click one. If you're still in the building, have a man ever told you no when you ask him something to do? I'm curious. I know he's still listening. All right. The mirror and behavior. The good old-fashioned simp often goes hard in the paint for modern black feminists he barely knows, much less has any actual links or connections to personal. Indeed, the more distant the modern black feminist, the more the good old-fashioned simple simp for her. A derivative of the good old-fashioned simp is one that has finally bagged a modern black feminist. In that case, he is truly more of a nuisance than any real or actionable threat, as he barks is a whole lot more than his bite. Like the true believer, many of these good old-fashioned simps are very unlikely to present as bruisers. Many of them look like they aren't seen of the inside of a gym since at least high school. But the sheer ferocity with which these guys go in the defense of their modern black feminist women is truly sad, especially given the sheer amount of juice from having a battery in their back. Those type of niggas. Most brothers would be caught dead in the company of such brothers, and on the off chance you do see these brothers in the company of others black men, there typically are the unknown variety. At least the true believers can count some internet famous ones among their ranks. What an embarrassment. Hope you guys enjoying this so far. If you not, you'll let me know in the comment section of this video. All right. The carpetbaggers. This is the brother who is actually quite enterprising and has found a very lucrative niche in catering to black women nonsense. He may or may not be from in the academy himself, though in my experience, the carpetbagger brother that makes some serious coins pander to modern black feminist foolishness isn't from or in the academia. He knows just enough of their talking points and has a what they call remuneratory grasp of modern black feminist concepts to be able to say all the right words to them and black women at large, especially in the social media age in which we live today. And as you know, social media has grown heavily, if y'all noticed that. It's actually expanded for the last maybe 4 years. As you know, TikTok's a more popular one, but like I said, TikTok is not run by the United States. Let's keep going. Unlike the other iteration of useful idiots affirmations, the carpetbagger brother knows very well which side of the bread his butter is on, and very keenly be able to avoid saying or doing anything that might shut off the spigot of black female female dollars. This is a professional pander, butter out for non-profit or for profit, and from purely business perspective. I don't knock him for that. He just knows that once he becomes locked into that routine, there is very little chance of him breaking out of it. Because black women, modern feminists, or not, can and will turn on him on a dime if he goes off the reservation. Thus, this kind of brother has, in a very real sense, sold his soul, or at least sizably part of it, to the modern black feminist temple, the effery of whoever shall his soul be condemned. Man, I'm seeing it's going down the list. He's calling all you Negroes that pander to the bitch. The bitch. Really. All right. The white knight in blackface. This is the kind of useful idiot who sees it as his solemn duty to save black women and especially modern black feminists from themselves. No matter what they do, it is always, always, always someone else's fault for how and why a modern black feminist is in a bad way, and you simply cannot tell him otherwise. He will dare not point out the numerous contradictions and hypocrisy of modern black feminists routinely peddling in. He will act like he never saw or heard them and continue on his mighty steed, yelling, "My lady, on the way to save her from something of other. Here I come to save the day." I wish I got this song. I'm gonna find somebody. Like all the other forms of useful idiots, black males here, most black men who have any sense roughly think that this guy is a fool of the first order and routinely mock him behind his back or sometimes right to his goddamn face. Goddamn, the simps gotta die. He may even go into business on his quest to put the ladies up on game about black men like myself, or black men like himself. But the problem with that is he is sure to spread the blame around black men on a whole. Instead of disputable black men like himself, this suit black women and modern black feminists in particular just fine. For that way, they don't have to be pinpoint precise with their what they call recrimination of certain and specific black men. They can just be all over the place with it. One moment, guys. All right, let me continue. Oh, did I ever tell you guys I got fan base? For those that know, I'm on fan base. For those that don't know, gotta follow my fan base. Gotta follow my fan base. All right, all right. Let me see what's going on here. I'm just looking at something right now, guys. All right, let's continue. Oh yeah, thank you, thank you. We got it. The chaos reign. All right, where was I? All right. Before I continue, let me make sure. All right, he's still going. Damn, that's ridiculous. All right, certain as specific black men, they can just be all over the place with it. All right, does the form F boy, useful idiots, and black women, modern black feminists especially, form up a most disturbing symbolic relationship, one that has absolutely no qualms with tearing and feathering the whole of black men for the actions of a few like him, who are a-okay with throwing black men of whole right under the bus, and really under the bus if you think about it. Of course, black men, for their part, have no love lost for the former F boy and see him as a perhaps the worst type of modern black feminist useful idiot, because at least in the case of the other guys listed here, they have a limited understanding of what's going on. The former F boy useful idiots, on the other hand, know and what's going on at least to a better degree than all the others, and rarely doesn't have a problem with it. And neither do modern black feminists, as I demonstrate numerous times in this book. And before I continue, the F boy is a short term for fuck boy, for those that don't know. For those that don't know. And let me make sure it's like mine likes free. If you guys got social media, share this too. I mean, this is a series nonetheless, guys, that I'm reading. I might compile this as a playlist. Stay tuned. Because I want to make it easier for people to follow through. I might do that. All right, let's keep going. The LGBT brother. Ooh. All of the useful is brothers of modern black feminism. This is the one that makes the most sense on its face. Think about it. Modern black feminists hold that straight black men ain't shit. And there are at least some gay black men who also think straight black men ain't ish. So the two groups find a common enemy, a real enemy, not a feminine, an enemy, and it said straight black men. Of course, the reality says something very different. No matter what your sexual orientations or gender, for that matters, black folks have been discriminated against, and worse, in this society. One can read the writing of the late James Baldwin or Bayard Rustin. Barry Rustin, yeah, to know that. Moreover, and as I made clear throughout this book, black men have never been in any kind of institutional control to oppress black women, or for the matter, gay or bisexual black men. And if you're bisexual, you're gay. Let's not cut corners. I mean, I know most people want to make it to a point where you're not gay if you like to dabble between the dick and the pussy, but I said that it's a form of, homosexuality. So if you're doing that as a man, you are actually considered gay, respectfully, of course. All right. Let's see. All right. Matter of fact, I see somebody post some. 1 second, guys. Something happened. Something just happened. Oh. Yeah. Okay, now. All right. Um, bisexual black men. So the very idea of the latter two team up on straight black men is patiently absurd or patently absurd. We all were made to ride the back of the bus. We all were strung up from trees. We all were barred from going to good schools. We all were barred from public accommodation, and we all were barred from the right to vote. Straight black men have never and do not today enjoy any kind of privilege over and beyond that of black women or gay by black men. Again, the very idea is absurd. But what even more absurd is the idea that gay or bisexual black men will somehow get a pass from modern black feminists. I am here to remind them that they will most certainly not. By now, it is open secret that the biggest homophobes in America are black women in general and modern black feminists in particular. Look at how quickly they go to using homophobic slurs and empathy of any black men they don't like or agree with. Yes, this is true. This is true because they use it as a very derogatory, shaming tactic to really shut a black man up when they try push back, have opinion, or anything of the sort of nature. I agree with this statement wholeheartedly. And really, when you find women start going to that direction, they have lost. Because if homosexuality was the problem, and for most communities, it can be a problem, and it is. But why, especially you ladies, black women generally, why do you entertain and have them as friends, have them as girlfriends, or etc., etc.? The last thing you want to do if you're a heterosexual black woman, last time I checked, if you are that, why would you entertain a pogie man, a licky woman, and that's something that's a term I came up with. Why would we entertain these type of women? I mean, these type of people. And now, indeed, the only other term that is used more by black women is at large is misogyny, which also means they're butthurt at black men and don't like what he did or said. LGBT brothers need to know that their interests also don't align with modern black feminists, largely for the same reason. All the other types of useful idiots listed don't seem to get a concept, because at the end of the day, modern black feminists are talking about you too. Baldwin understood that. You don't. The untouchable brother. Untouchable brother. Yeah, we might not go further in this because I think this needs to hone in. All right, the untouchable brother. A final thought before closing out has to be said about another kind of useful idiot of modern black feminism. That of the brother who thinks that he is somehow immune or untouchable to the effects of modern black feminism and its access and predations. This type of black man is hard to nail down in terms of identification on sight because they can be an easily found in the boardrooms or college campus, as he can be found on the corners or in the barbershops, but we all know the type. That guy who seems to make it as a point to know how he just does have these problems with black women, assuming for the moment that what these types of brothers say is true. What makes them think that they will never have these kind of problems with black women, or more specifically, modern black feminism? That's a good question. The real-time effects of such is something that isn't just anecdotal. Fonders to chop it up with the homies while shooting the ish on the basketball courts. They are documentable, irreparable evidence that can be identified, measured, and cataloged at the point. Moreover, as I note below, modern black feminists rarely, if ever, make any distinctions between and among black men. And the moment you do happen to go off the reservations, they can and will turn on you in a New York minute. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, where am I? Let's continue. What none of these guys seem to understand is that one, modern black feminists do not make any distinctions between the among black men. In their view, all black men ain't shit. This explains how and why, for example, the color purple continues to hang on its propeller among black women at large, regardless as to the actual facts and evidence of history. And two, none of these guys can honestly say that modern black feminists have been actually good for the ranking and file black men. Many of them can say, on the other hand, that it been a good for them. And here we see yet more simpatico between them and modern black feminists. Both are in for themselves and everyone else be damned. Moreover, the tactics support these useful idiots given to modern black feminists often is to determine a black man overall, and sometimes to the useful idiots themselves. If anyone seriously wants to question the hold that the de facto matriarchy of Black American has on black men, they need look no further than the chapters for the proof. Just as I was winding up this chapter, I checked my Twitter X feed to see a most timely, excellent written article written by Delanio Squares, and it writes the Blaze Media, called Black Male Feminists Will Never Be Respected, and centered on veteran journalist and newsman Roland Martin. I really don't want to name drop in this chapter, but Martin has long been seen by many black men online as little more than a shield for the Democrat Party, and as Squares make convincingly clear, a captural to modern black feminists. Roland Martin may know a lot about media and politics, but the veteran journalist and cultural commentary needs to learn a vulnerable lesson about human nature. Weakness is always met with aggression. Martin recently posted a picture of himself on social media wearing a shirt that had "Vote Like a Black Woman" written across his chest. Given the fact that over 90% of black women voted for Joe Biden in 2020 and Democrats call black women the backbone of the party, it's safe to assume he meant vote blue no matter who. Squares continues. Roland Martin is a poster boy for an entire generation of men who have been ground down and had their rough, truth-telling edge surpassed by cultural satirists and feminists. These men want to keep their position of influence and power, so they figure appealing of the sisterhood is a good strategy for survival. Having laid out the situation, Squares goes into his red pill bag. I told you, brother, far and wide are listening to Black Master. Ha. What they don't realize is that an ideologist rooted in the rejection of nature will never produce gratitude. Even consensus by men are met with resentment. The more men give, the more feminist demands. Other complaints about the fact that progression that they desire don't come sooner. In fact, Squares in saying the exact same thing I've been saying about the white mainstream media for years and years. The drawdown of the family had a ripple effect on the gender dynamics and every other part of Black America, for example. And we pause. Black women have a significant amount of influence in Democrat parties and the corporate media outlets that are mouthpiece for the left. Progressive love Black women in position of power, especially when they use their platforms to rail against the twin evils of racism and sexism. Making the case even stronger for an independent Black male media. Back to squares in his red pill bag. The Black community invertly gender dynamics are also why former MSNBC host Tiffany Cross felt comfortable saying Black men in Georgia should get in line behind Black women and vote for Stacey Abrams back in 2022. Nah, she's too big and she's too single. No man or a person gonna vote for that. Sorry. She knew none of the male panelists, including Roland, would challenge her. Black male feminists are trained to sit silent when Black women are doing the hard work of leadership. And you know, they don't like leadership because when their leadership fails, they go blame Black men. And you know how they blame Black men? And matter of fact, I got something for that. The one thing they do, they blame Black men. For people that don't know. And you gotta know. This is the what we call I like to call the Black man's anthem from when the blames you.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Always that man's fault. This bitch right here. Yes. All right. The reason women like Maxwell cross Sunny Hawson on The View, a radical feminist like Professor Brittany Cooper speaks with such condescendence towards Black men is because they have contempt for weak men. It is one of the cruel ironies of human nature. The alpha female who sees himself as leader don't respect the type of men who wants to follow them. Women are naturally hypergamous, which is why they desire mates they perceive as having a higher social status than their own. They generally desire men who are taller, older, more educated, and earn more money than they do. One analysis of U.S. Census data found male doctors often marry nurses and teachers, females, physicians. However, they did not marry down. Well, the problem is with this statement is they're in a certain environment, not class. If you're in the medical field, you're going to mess around people in the field. It comes with the territory. Period. And that's not something to debate or really go into data for that. Let's continue. Regardless of the social economic status, women typically pursue relationships that take them to a higher level. This explains why the marriage between Black women and white liberals that has power the Democrat Party for more than 60 years is the strongest political union in America. It is a marriage of conveniences, not love. Politicians get votes, bureaucracy gets job security, and Black women on every income and education level gets access to resource. It may not be an iron triangle, but to paraphrase Ecclesiastes, and I'm gonna get tongue tied. Ecclesiastes 4:12. This three-strand cord is not easily broken. Again, how much more proof do you need? Black men, at what point are you going to stop being a useful idiot for modern Black feminists? In closing, if you happen to come across a useful idiot of modern Black feminism, open mocking is what the doctor ordered. Do it proudly and say it with your chest. And with what you will learn in this book, you will be able to dismantle his canned talking points and emotive batter in no time flat, and make short work of these most embarrassing examples of black men. And late edition postscripts, as I was reviewing rough and final proofs of the manuscript of this book in July 2024, Blaze Media stablemate of Delano Square's longtime sports journalist Jason Whitlock wrote a reaction to Amber Rose's speech at the Republican National Convention early this month in Milwaukee. His response goes unnoticed as modern black feminists, useful idiots that I almost forgot to write about. More stuff. Fearful he won't get laid, brother. Let me make sure I want this. Yeah. A numerous campaign on the Democrat side have made clear in recent years black men, or at least the over 80% of them who vote Democrat, know that failure to toe the party line can result in them not getting any nookie. Modern black feminists are very aware of this and attempt to weaponize the cookie early and often. This is something Whitlock addressed directly on Twitter X, right after Rose's speech at the RNC. I reprint it in a full. Here the attributes to Whitlock's because it is so very powerful. A few thoughts of Amber Rose, Matt Walsh, and the RNC. I agree with Matt's disappointment about Amber's invitation to speak. However, I think Matt is making a mistake expecting a political party to adhere to any moral values in a secular society. The political parties are a reflection of us. American society is controlled by our sex drives, our sexual identities, our sexual liberations. It is a tool for political control. It is a topic E. Michael Jones explores in his book Libido Demando. With the invitation of Amber Rose, Republicans are executing a good political strategy in secular societies. Women exercise an enormous amount of political influence by virtue of their vaginas. Matt is married and appears to be a legitimate marriage. I have tremendous respect for Matt. However, they might have a blind spot as related to the real sexual political destroy America. Black women control black men voting through the power of the box. The power of the box. Yes. When that box opens, you see that rainbow, that bright color, it just blinds you in your goddamn face. Oh, God, Jesus. That tells you it's some of gold. More powerful than the ballot box. It's sad, but true. Support for Trump Republicans greatly diminish your ability to date black women. Access to black women is why many black men have pretend they hate Trump. The same is true for white men who prefer dating liberals. Girls boss to keep peace at home, to afford lavish vacations and an extra 1,500 square feet living space, and to have regular sex with your wife, girlfriend. Many white men have a pretend they love feminism, girl boss, and Democrats. The left has owed the battle box. Amber Rose's job at the RNC was to tell women, black women in particular, to have sex with Trump voters. Only a slut could deliver this message effectively. And she is one effectively, very effective. She give the box easy, you know what I'm saying? Amber Rose used her mouth very useful. She is very useful to the group, if I do say so myself. Very useful. She plays her cards right, Hold on, guys. All right, let me see what's going on. All right. In dream scenarios, the Kardashian sisters would have been keynote speakers last night, and Hawk Twan girls would close the convention with prayer. There's always a 2028. Amber Rose gave black women and slut permission to do what has been strictly forbidden for 8 years. and frowned upon for 6 years. I'm not mad at Republicans for playing sexual politics. I'm mad at men for being so divorced from God, immoral, weak, and controlled by our small head that's a rap whore had to play. Cap and save a simp at a major political rally. Whitlock is a spot on here. And like I said above, not only do modern black feminists and Democrat parties know it, but most of all, the fearful that he won't get laid brother knows it too. So he can't be relied upon to toe that party line and sing the praise of modern black feminism like a bird if he wants to get some. Least any of you out there thinks that what Whitlock is saying is a bunch of bunk. Consider the following evidence. During the 2020 midterm election seasons, rapper Trina and Saucy Santana, the latter is a gay black rapper and social media influencer, I might add, came out with a catchy tune called No Voting, No Voking. That don't sound right. And was promoted by none other than former First Lady Michelle Obama herself. The Do Your Bidding Black Men or Else rap tune was also widely reported by Black Enterprise, Newsweek, and Revolt TV, just the name a few. Not to be outdone, there was yet another modern black feminist Democrat Party campaign dangling out the cookie on a string in front of black men. And the fearful he won't get laid brother went for this one's hooks, line and singer. To get your booty to the polls is yet another ad designed to tolerate the thirsty, fearful he won't get laid brother into heading his blindness, and was widely reported by among other national public radios in the fall of 2020. And of course, there Brittany Cooper blurting out of Twitter X, the black woman work large should withhold said cookie until black men act right and vote for the Biden-Harris ticket in 2020. Sexual blackmail, carnal extortion, and attempts to hold black men liable, or what they call liminally hostage, are part of parcels of modern black feminism. Don't you know? With the number of American men having no sex in the past year, raised along with a disturbing rise in the number of sexless American marriages, what Whitlock is above. The fine definitely has a ring of truth to it. Thank God the GOP finally figured things out to turn it all around. And there's endnotes to this to fall through of this particular chapter. And we'll stop right there. That's long enough. What y'all think? The guides and points, was this helpful to y'all? As you know, the pinpoints, and I should have wrote them down, but matter of fact, screw it. I'll give you the pinpoints again for a summary to recap for those that come across this. Why not? Make sure you guys like the stream and share the stream. These are the notes of this chapter of the type of black men, modern black feminists, useful idiots. The one is the true believer. The hotep or conscious brother, that's 2. The third, the good old-fashioned simp. 4th, the carpetbagger. 5th, the white knight in blackface. 6th, the formerly fuckboy. 7, the LGBT brother. And 8, the final one, the untouchable brother. Those are the many useful idiots that black feminists have on their decking to call forth when black men that really has a voice or let's say black men that really does want to put with the nonsense, they're there to protect the bitch. All right. So, what's your thoughts? Leave your comments at the end of this video. If you do like this stream, you know what to do. I don't say much.
My money.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Betty. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
If you like it, please support the channel. I'm looking forward to reading y'all comments on this one. Make sure to follow my social media links. Follow me on Twitter, Chaos Reign 7, Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. Join my Discord service. Follow me on Rumble, CRain23 on Rumble, please. And last but not least, become a member of the Chaos Reign Show. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, let it chaos reign.
Rebuke, I rebuke, you, I 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 rebuke.
Okay, you can rebuke it all, but it's a very practical process with 49% of the population. And relationships are reflective. You reflect and draw the kind of men that you reflect. You draw what you are. So if your interactions are chaotic with men,
I rebuke.
about your rebuking, the clock counts for everybody.
Yes.
Kick rocks, bitch.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos
let that chaos reign with,
must reign.